Good evening and welcome to the November meeting of the Committee of Adjustment. Before we begin, I will call the meeting to order. May I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Wayne, seconded by Louise. Thank you. The next item is a territorial acknowledgement, which I will read. We have gathered in Wilmot Township on the traditional territory of the neutral Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Mississauga peoples. We also want to acknowledge the importance of the Dish with One Spoon Covenant, a peace agreement made between Indigenous nations before the Europeans arrived. It characterizes our collective responsibility to each other and Mother Earth. We should take only what we need, leave enough for others, and keep the dish clean. By acknowledging this covenant and the First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people, we are reminded of our important connection to this land where we live, learn, and work together as a community. I would like to introduce our committee. To my right, Louise Lalonde, Wayne Roth, and Christine Kohler. And with us this evening is Cameron Miller, planner for the Township. And I am Steve Miller, acting chair of this committee. We're an independent body appointed by Wilmot Township Council. We have the power to make minor changes to existing zoning regulations and to approve some changes to existing non-conforming uses and to give consent. Each applicant will be notified in writing of the decision within 10 days. With the decision will be instructions on how it can be appealed. Any decision made by this committee can be appealed to the Ontario Land Tribunal, who will then hold a meeting and make a final decision. Only the applicant and certain prescribed public agencies can appeal the committee's decision. If the decision on a minor variance is not appealed, it becomes final and binding after 20 days from the date of the meeting. If the decision on a consent is not appealed, it becomes final and binding after 20 days from the date the decision is mailed. The format for the meeting will be as follows. Mr. Miller will introduce the application. The applicant will then be invited to come forward and add any additional information if they choose. Following this, anyone in the audience will have the opportunity to speak for or against this application. The committee members may then question the applicant, and the committee will then make a decision. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest under the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act? Seeing none at this time, the first order of business is to approve the minutes of our last meeting. May I have a motion? Moved by Louise Lalonde, seconded by Wayne Roth. All in favor? And that carries. Mr. Miller, could you please introduce the first application?
Yes, thank you very much. The first application this evening is minor variance A22/25 concerning 4578 Huron Road. And this application is proposing to allow for an additional dwelling unit detached to be located closer to the road than the main dwelling, and to allow for an uncovered deck to encroach approximately 3 meters into the required building line setback. So the subject property is a non-farm lot developed with a single detached dwelling and a 2-story accessory building which was constructed in 2008. The applicants proposed to convert the upper story of the existing building, which would provide the opportunity to convert it into an additional dwelling unit detached. The Township zoning bylaw regulations as they relate to additional dwelling units state that an additional dwelling unit detached shall be located, not located in the front yard, so essentially behind the house. And while the building is obviously existing, this seeks to adhere to the existing regulations by allowing that upper level to be converted. Additionally, the applicant is contemplating a second-story uncovered deck, which would encroach into the required building line setback, as the building presently is constructed near the minimum building line setback of 10 meters. Therefore, this application is also proposing a minor reduction to that setback of approximately 3 meters to allow for that uncovered deck to encroach into the required building line setback. In circulating the application, staff did not receive any concerns and are recommending that it be approved.
Okay, and the applicant is not present nor online?
Correct.
And there's no one else online?
Correct.
As well, like to comment? Okay. Did the committee members have any questions for Mr. Miller? Seeing none, can I have a motion from the committee on this application? Uh-oh, I didn't look in time. Who went first? Moved by Ms. Kohler, seconded by Mr. Roth. All in favor? And that's approved. And we're on to adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn? Moved by Ms. Lalonde, seconded by Ms. Kohler. All in favor? And approved.